ago, I started to really take a look at drones. I thought to myself, no matter how far we go down the path here, we're going to need to have some understanding of the legal and regulatory structure that governs these types of aircraft. And so that was really what launched me into working with a co-founder. The software tool started out as advising people about regulations, and then it became something much more than that, which became a software tool that would help drones operate and navigate autonomously. In my capacity advising AirMap, one of the questions that one of the engineers had for me was, I want to push this new information to end users on our website, a new piece of information that would help someone who was flying a drone do it more safely. And we wanted to make sure that copy editing happened from someone inside the FAA bureaucracy because there was fear of pushback. And then you know what happened? They sent the information, AirMap sent the information over to the FAA. The FAA approved the language, published it on the website, and then someone from a different part of the FAA saw the language, had a problem with it, and then had to be routed back inside the agency to a person to prove that it was approved. The somewhat tragic reality of doing business today is that almost every industry has to have some DC touch point. They need people who are sophisticated at public policy, so public policy managers or managers of legal and government affairs. The approach that we've had to take is one of what I call sort of collaborative acceleration, where you come to the government agency and you have to say, here are all the things we can do with technology. What's the way we can work together to ensure that this happens? We don't see ourselves as disruptive innovation. We've decided to be collaborative with the government agency. There's a compliance cost there, right? Certainly in the headcount of adding that person to the company as a compliance cost, but then that person going back to the company, affecting the company's product roadmap, their launch schedule. Now, what that means is that we're still innovating, we're still accelerating, but we're accelerating the pace of government. That's a compromise solution. It's a less than ideal solution. I think there are inefficiencies baked in there, but I think it's the type of thing that we end up seeing pretty frequently now, which is that lots of startups now are realizing that they need to have someone who understands regulations as part of the startup.